Okay, I'm going to answer the questions.
Number 1, what is the best way to look for a job?
Such a difficult question for me because it was so long ago when I looked for the job when I was just a student, and I think to look for through the internet some special sites that post different positions and vacancies.
Number 2, how do you apply for a job?
First, you find an appropriate position and the company you want to work for. Then you send your CV and a cover letter. It's good if you have some references and some special skills, the certificate of attendance of different courses that will give you an advantage over the other applicants.
Number 3, which websites do you use to search for a job?
I don't use any sites. There are some special sites. The most popular is Rosrabota, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Number 4, when is the best time to look for a job?
It depends. The best time, I think, to look for a permanent job is when you get your degree and graduate from university, and that's the time when you start climbing to the top of your career ladder.
Number 5, when was the last time you were offered a job?
I still get some offers quite regularly in Instagram, for example. Some schools give different offers to become a teacher and conduct online lessons, but I'm not interested.
Number 6, what is the next step after having a job interview?
What's the next step? So if you didn't prove that you meet all the requirements and have the necessary education level and can't handle handle the responsibility while being interviewed, the next step may be a probation period when your employer wants to check if you can come up to his expectations and that you are the right person for this position.
Number 7, what is the most amount of people you were interviewed by?
Again, it's a difficult question for me because I've been working for myself during the last 11 years, and before that I had just 2 jobs. I worked at school and and had a part-time job as a waitress while I was studying at college. But actually, I remember one very special interview. I just got my degree and started working at school, and I wanted to find some students for private lessons to earn some more money. And I saw a post in the internet where a woman was looking for a private teacher for her daughter. So I sent my CV to the email address that was given in the announcement, and sometime later I got a call from the secretary, and she invited me for a job interview, and I was very surprised because it seemed very unusual, just a mother who is looking for a private teacher for her daughter, and such an official call. But this woman turned out to be a businesswoman and manager of a big insurance company, and her husband was a politician, and so I had to have this job interview before she decides whether to hire me or not. So I was very nervous, and my knees were trembling, and I didn't have much working experience. I wasn't well qualified teacher. I was just at the beginning of my career, and but I was very enthusiastic and bright-eyed, and finally I got a job as her private teacher, and I was very proud of myself.
8. Why do you think it is difficult to be hired at some companies?
Some companies, because of their high standards and a big list of requirements, and if you are not qualified, if you are not a real specialist, it can be quite difficult to be hired at some big companies, and deal with all the things according to your job responsibilities.
Number 9. What types of jobs require candidates to be recruited?
I don't understand the question quite well. To be recruited, it means to have this official contract with the employee and company you are going to work for. Civil servants and doctors and teachers, a lot of different jobs.
Number 10. Do you think it is easier to land a job or lose a job?
It depends. Actually, it's easy to lose a job if you don't do anything, if you don't handle the responsibilities, if you are always late, if you don't do your job up brown, different reasons. And to land a job can be also difficult, especially for a young person who doesn't have much working experience and skills, who is not very confident, and it depends.
Number 11. How do you feel when you get a job?
Excited, enthusiastic, ready to do my best to deserve my employer's trust and respect, and ready to work overtime, and I don't know, maybe things are different for some other people, but for me it looks like this way.
Number 12. Why is it not advisable to work 24/7?
Because it leads to exhaustion and sleep deprived, and overworked, and the person starts losing the interest and motivation, and his job seems like a burger with no perspectives. There must be work-life balance.
Number 13. Who do you know that works 9 to 5?
A lot of people. My husband is one of them.
Number 14. Who do you know that works as a teacher?
A lot of people. Almost all the teachers are the same at school where my daughter studies now. I mean, the same teachers that I had when I was studying at this school. A lot of teachers, I follow them on Instagram, and we have never met each other. Some of them are from other cities and even countries, but we support each other and communicate and share the experience. I don't know, a lot of teachers from university and some other private schools, and the teachers from school where I used to work.
Number 15. What was the last place you worked at?
at school before I started my own business.
Number 16. What was your favorite company to work for?
Difficult question for me to answer. I don't know, I have never had this experience.
Number 17. What types of companies go on strike most often?
Workers, people who work on factories. I don't know.
Number 18. Why do you think it is difficult to run a company?
Because it's a very big responsibility and stress, and you have to be a big boss to be able to manage people, to stay fair, but at the same time to motivate people and comply the distance between your employees. So it's very difficult. For me, it's big stress and burnout actually.
Number 19. What is the best way to handle a rude customer?
To stay calm, to be confident and show respect, but at the same time try to satisfy the customer's request, try to understand the situation and solve the problem.
Number 20. What is the best way to deal with incompetent workers?
It depends. If, for example, if there is a young specialist, you must provide him with help and give an opportunity to show his worth. It takes time to understand everything at a new place of work and be able to cope with problems and go through difficulties and handle the responsibilities. But if it's about an incompetent worker who just doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to do his job abroad, just to fire this worker and try to find the better person for this position.
Number 21. When do you try to schedule free time?
It's very important for me, and I always schedule my free time in advance. Actually, I have the schedule for I think half a year or maybe a year. Luckily, I can take a break during the school year when children have the school holidays, so I can plan everything in advance. I always look through the playbills, book the tickets for the theaters and concerts in advance. So actually, I have I need to do this because I have to plan the courses that I want to take and the seminars I want to attend and holidays that I want to celebrate with my friends and family and my vacation and everything. So it's very important for me.
Number 22. How often do you take a day off?
I work 4 days a week, so I don't work at the weekends, and I have a day off on Wednesdays, and it really helps me a lot, gives me a chance to get busy with my own stuff and do what I want to restore my batteries and get ready for the lessons and just relax and that's it.
Number 23. What is your favorite time to have a day off?
This day off in the middle of the week really keeps me from burning out, and it's very important for me.
Number 24. Why do employees get sick leave?
Why? Because they get sick, or their children get sick, and they have to stay at home with them, look after them, and that is the reason.
Number 25. Why do you think it is important to be on paternity leave?
Hmm. It's important because the first year of the child is it's better to stay with your baby and look after your child, but actually for me it is very difficult when I don't have an opportunity to work, to do what I want, so I try to combine, and I can't imagine the situation like I stay at home looking for a child for several years, and that's the only thing I can do. In this case, I would be always pissed off, and it would drive me mad, I think.
Number 26. Do you prefer to work the day or night shift?
Hmm. Actually, this night time is very special for me, and sometimes it seems to me that I live according to the Moscow time zone, because I most of the days I go to bed at 4 a.m. About this time, and I like just doing the things that I have to do, get ready for my lessons, do my homework during the night. So, but I work day shifts, so to say, at school.
Number 27. How many times have you worked overtime in the last month?
Last month, actually, I had a month of holidays in January. I didn't have any lessons because the first 2 weeks were winter holidays for children, and then I went on vacation with my family to China, and but in February I just followed the schedule, but I didn't have any extra lessons.
Number 28. What are some reasons workers get fired?
Different reasons. They miss deadlines, don't do their best, can't come to terms with their co-workers, they are not like team members of the team, and they, I don't know, gossip a lot, or have conflicts, don't come up to their boss's expectations, and they're always late. I don't know, different reasons.
Number 29. What are some reasons to be dismissed from a job?
Isn't it the same, to be dismissed and to get fired? I don't know, the reasons are the same, I think.
30. Do you know someone who's been laid off?
Yeah, my father was laid off many years. It was many years ago when I was a teenager. He's a pilot, and one of the airports in our city just was closed, and I think for almost 5 or 7 years he couldn't find a job according to his profession. I mean, luckily he had an opportunity then to go to America and to study there, to fly another kind of plane, another model. I don't know how to explain this. And he can fly a helicopter and a small plane. And now he works for a mm, I don't know how do we call it. It's not it's a small plane for about 10 passengers, and they usually help sick people to get to the hospital in case of emergency. This way.
Number 31. What is the reason for ousting someone from a company?
Reason for ousting someone from a company. If the person doesn't meet all the requirements and can't handle the responsibilities, so it's the reason, I think.
Number 32. What is the purpose of a pink slip?
Pink slip, pink slip. What's this? It's an amount of money that you get. It's not the amount of money, it's the document that you get when you are going to be laid off or dismissed. I don't know what's the purpose, just to warn the person that he is no longer needed.
Number 33. Why is it considerate to give a 2 weeks notice instead of quitting on the spot?
The situations can be different actually, depending on the job you have. But it's fair to give 2 weeks notice. It will give your employer a chance to find another person for your position, and you have time to look for another job before you quit the job that you had.
Number 34. What is the proper way to resign?
A proper way to resign. There are 2 ways actually. When you are old enough and you are tired and it's time to stop working and go on pension. And another reason, if you are so exhausted that you understand that just taking a break won't help, and your job seems like a burden, and you don't get pleasure from your job, and that can be also the reason to quit it.
Number 35. Why do you think executives get a golden parachute?
I don't know why. I think the rules must be the same for everybody. It doesn't depend on the job that you have. Not only for managers and executives. It gives them a chance to invest this money, to take a break and have time to find another job.